rink and that's what. Welcome to the BSN Network. I'm Brad Thomas here with Jason Miller, and we're in for a show tonight. We've got Franklin County and the Flyers in to visit Western Hills Wolverines in a District 41 matchup. Jason, what do you think it's going to be tonight?
It's going to be a defensive, let's call it a struggle, Brad. Good evening, and thanks for having me on, folks. Glad to be here. Both these teams are very defensive-oriented. We expect the ball to probably stay in the middle of the field a lot. I would assume you agree?
Well, it's one of those things. Both teams have struggled scoring this year. In fact, I know your Franklin County Flyers have only had one goal in their season.
That's true.
But Western Hills, ever since that first few games, have really struggled to find the back of the net. So it will be a defensive struggle tonight. What I think are going to be some of the keys are, if we can get an early goal, I think you will see a lot of the tactics changed by these coaching staffs on both sides.
I agree. I believe you're probably going to see. Franklin County set up in more of a 4-5-1 set. Probably try to play a lot out of the back. You're going to see the ball in the midfield a lot with a lot of those over-the-top balls. I agree with you completely.
Well, Franklin County has had an interesting season, to say the least. They started the season, failed to really put a stamp on it, and then, lo and behold, COVID shuts them down for a 2-week period. And, in this modern world of COVID, it's just hard to field a soccer team and then to have breaks from practice and games right in the middle. This is one of the first games back.
And to reinforce your point, Brad, the truth is, a lot of these kids were getting their drills and their exercises and their soccer things from their coaches. And a lot of the kids were required to do a lot of these things on their own at their homes and maybe their neighborhoods. These are high school kids,
yeah, right.
So the truth is, without structure, it's hard to stay in shape. It's hard to get and stay caught up.
Well, and it's one of those things in this new COVID world. Virtual learning, they're all accustomed to, but virtual soccer practice, I think, even takes it to a new level of difficulty.
I would have to agree.
So what we're expecting out of Western Hills tonight will be the same format that we've seen them. There'll be a 4-3-3 formation brought out by Coach Mangum, and I think early on you're going to see a possession game being played by Western Hills just to try and fill them out. I know both teams are excited. This is the crosstown rival. This is the game that they circle on the calendar as soon as it's set.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yes.
And it's something you and I haven't talked about. Do you expect this game to get pretty physical?
I think early on you're going to see a lot of that. The competitive juices are going to be flowing. I'm very familiar with the refereeing crew that has been assigned to the game, and I would say that they will be using some cards early on just to maintain control.
Well, and they've got a tall order in front of them because a lot of these kids, play together. They have played together all the way from U6 on up, and then they separated. They go to their high schools. A lot of these kids play for different clubs, so they've got that rivalry there as well.
Right.
There's a lot of dynamics that are going into play in tonight's game here.
And, the interesting thing about this one, this is truly one of those bragging rights games.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that as soon as this one's over this week, next week starts our district tournament, and there's a possibility that they could be playing each other again.
Yeah, almost right off the bat. Based on the score of the game tonight, and we'll discuss that more as the evening progresses on how those district matches may play out based on the final.
And if you're a soccer fan, tonight may be the best night in Franklin County history for soccer, because not only do we have the 41st district matchup here, but later tonight on the BSN Network, you're going to be able to catch Frankfort High take on Great Crossing, and it's going to be the one that's going to help decide who's going to win the 41st district. Jason, you got any thoughts about that that when you've seen both of those teams?
I really don't. And to be quite honest with you, I've only got hearsay from Great Crossing. I know Great Crossing is probably the best team in the district with us. So I would fully expect Great Crossing to take that #1 seed going in. I expect that one to be pretty physical too, to be honest with you.
I'll be honest. I'm going to go back and watch that one when I get home tonight after Bo Craycraft and the boys get it wrapped up down at Sauer tonight. What I will also say is that, when you look at that matchup at Sauer tonight, you've got Nick Maxwell, who's a great coach for Great Crossing, but then you also have Brad Kennedy leading Frankfort Panthers. And
doing a great job.
Great tactics from both sides. I'm excited from being a soccer geek to watch how both coaches will be playing it out.
There you go.
So we're going to have our starting lineups now announced for Franklin County Flyers.
Number 2, Braden Hack. Number 5, Gigio Catalan. Number 6, Nathan Mefford. Number 7, Jacob Dummett. Number 8, Tyler Miller. Number 11, Caden Turner. Number 14, Owen Powell. Number 18, Henry Naziah. Number 20, Caleb Terry. Number 32, Kay Terry. And number 33, Owen Clements. The Flyers are coached by assistants Adam Rogers and Ryan Sturm, and head coach Lewis Tandy.
We're getting ready to have our Western Hills Wolverines announced. You heard the Flyer lineup being announced there. I know, Jason, the Flyers are not going to whole lot of depth on that bench this year.
No. As I can remember it, I think Lewis, Coach Tandy, probably goes no more than 2 or 3 deep, and only if he absolutely has to. Most of the starting lineup you'll see on the field all night long.
Yep.
Starting at outside back, number 26, Baylor Brooker. Starting at center back, number 9, Stephen Rudich. At center back, number 13, Caleb Stratton. And outside back, number 7, Josh Lumpkins. Starting at right mid, number 4, Jinmei Topay. At center mid, number 3, Jack Caldwell. And left mid, number 8, Raphael Fricker. And right forward, number 32, Lucas Nance. At center striker, number 18, Wade Sutley. And at left forward, number 10, Casey Smith. The Wolverines are coached by assistants Adam Patton and B.J. Stevenson, and head coach Chad Mangum.
We've got both teams announced now, and we're looking for our national anthem.
We're going to recognize the young man who passed his battle on with cancer most recently, Mr. Adam Davis, who was a 2-sports standout athlete from Franklin County, who was a husband, father, friend, and most of all, competitor. He played soccer and was goalkeeper for the Flyers and pitched for the Flyers as well, leading them to the 2001 state championship baseball team. He went on to Georgetown and played for the Tigers for a pitcher there as well. He wore number 24 on the baseball diamond, and tonight we're going to recognize him with the 24-second moment of silence. Thank you, and we love you, man. Now please keep standing as we recognize this great country of ours with the playing of our Star Spangled Banner. Thank you.
You heard-
All right, Brad, let's play some soccer, brother.
Let's
What do
play
you
some
think?
soccer. Yes, I just wanted to say that we had a moment of silence before that a national anthem for Adam Davis, a former Flyer goalkeeper who passed away recently. And it's one of those things heavy on the soccer community's minds, but tonight, in his honor, we play soccer.
Absolutely.
So it's
Great matchup to honor this young man, too.
Well, and it's amazing to see what's been a long time coming. This is the first home game that we have seen between these two teams. Western Hills with the turf tonight, being able to play Franklin County, their arch nemesis and rival, finally at their school. So
And it's amazing that we say that.
It's
incredible that we say that.
After years of struggle to share a field between 3 high schools and 9 soccer programs, it has been truly an interesting 2020, and we'll see what the turf brings, and finally a home field advantage for the first time in this rivalry.
Well, I can tell you, I've spoke with a lot of the Franklin County Flyers, and a lot of these kids are more than honored to get an opportunity to be the first team to play and be involved with the turf.
You know, once again, we've done it before on these broadcasts, but I think we got to give a shout out to Superintendent Mark Kopp and the Board of Education leading the efforts to really begin the transformation of our school system's athletic programs. And
absolutely,
you know, this turf's been a great addition, and I think is really going to be transformational in years to come for these soccer programs.
Not to mention, it's really pumped some life into these programs, and to be quite honest, not just the soccer, but football across all the sports, the girls' soccer.
Exactly.
It's just an exciting time to finally get to see it.
Well, and you know, one of the big things for Western Hills is the ability to practice on a field that is ready. We have our first foul of the game. Looks like Owen Clements coming in hard on Raphael Fricker there. It's going to be a free kick for Western Hills.
And we're helping each other off the turf, I noticed. We'll see how long. We'll see how long those good sportsmanship, how long it lasts.
This game's already got an interesting feel just based off the COVID precautions. The crowd's not as vocal as normal. It's a smaller, dispersed crowd. We don't have the big student sections.
Nope.
I remember last year vividly, in almost in a nightmare fashion, remember seeing one of the Franklin County students running around in a Speedo at one of the soccer games.
You know what that was? I think that happened. He used to be, and his name escapes me, but
Colin Matthews.
That's
and
exactly
he will live in
who it
infamy for that.
And he actually played soccer with Franklin County for quite a while.
Yeah, he's quite the swimmer, and I know he's probably watching this stream just to see what's going on. So I expect a shout out on any social media after that one, Colin.
And as I recall, I think it was the Frankfurt game when that actually went out and happened. Oh, here we got a center ball trying to play through.
That's Wade Sutley on the ball after a pass from Caldwell. They're going to get wide to Casey Smith coming down that left side. But once again, we talked about it. Franklin County's defense is going to be the key to them staying in this game early. And I really think this is going to be a low-scoring game just based off of what we've seen out of both these teams in the last few games.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you can see it right there. The Franklin County defense tends to tighten up really well back. If you notice, it brings all the midfielders back. There's literally one.
Yeah, that was a nice play there by Casey Smith coming in on the keeper. And, you know, we've got a new keeper there, Jason. You want to talk a little bit about the keeper there for Franklin County?
Yeah, Braden Hack. I've got to give him props now, and I've also got to admit I did not get to see the Great Crossing game the other night, but from what I understand, the kid had 30-plus saves the other night because we had to pull they pulled Caden Terry out to play the field because of let's just say low numbers on the field. And so Braden is is the backup keeper for Franklin County, and has come in and done an absolutely wonderful job in Cade's absence.
Well, we've got a stoppage in play, and I'm not sure what's going on here. Looks like we've got a player being sent off.
Okay, I'm still trying to.
Not sure what's going on.
I can't.
It
see
looks
from
like
here.
It's going to be a drop ball scenario. I'm not sure what's going to happen here.
Well, the player's headed off, so I'm assuming we missed it. Did we miss a yellow card right there?
I'm not sure. It's appearing that there's a sub for injury, or
yeah,
we're looking for it. Did not see a card displayed, but I'm going to be honest with you. These district matchups,
maybe blood on the uniform. And now this is going to be common for Franklin County all night, Brad. What you're going to see is as the couple, 2 or 3 players that do come off the bench, you'll see Coach Tandy rotate some different players in some different spots to fill some holes.
Yeah, in talking earlier with assistant coach Ryan Sturm, he kept stressing the fact that the players will not be exiting the field. They'll just be merely changing positions, trying
correct.
to catch some wind as the game progresses. You keep seeing Western Hills trying to push through the middle. They've struggled with that here late in the season. Early on, they were getting a lot of width with passes, but ever since about the Frankfort High game, they really have been relying on Wade Sutley and his scoring coming out of the middle of the field. The problem
that's a tough way to play.
That's a tough way to play, and their scores have reflected it. A lot of 1-0 games, 2-1 games, and Wade's kind of driving it. I think the real secret to their success tonight will be the width play of Lucas Nance right there with a great pass. Casey Smith on the doorstep.
And a great save by the keeper, Braden Hack.
That was a great play. It's you referred to him as a second-string keeper. I think he's first-string now.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the lineup that we're going to be seeing for Franklin County through the rest of this season.
I would agree.
We see Owen Powell re-entering the game. Not sure what the situation was. It could have been a medical or what. But.
You can see the full-on rotation, players moving all over.
Well, I think that really speaks highly of the versatility of these players for Franklin County.
Mm-hmm.
So, the folks that have watched Franklin County play through the years, you'll recognize names like Clements and Medford and Powell, ones that have been out there for several years getting their experience. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how they hold up as Western Hills has a plethora of people on the bench. They go 24 deep and 15 seniors, so they will be rotating on a frequent basis tonight.
And to that point, I would say that you'll probably see the effects of that late in this game as Franklin County wears down.
Oh, that's a good-looking shot from Raphael Fricker, but once again wide.
That's going to be a fun matchup. I just watched too, Brad, the Wade Sutley, Owen Powell matchup in the back there. That's going to be fun to watch.
I agree, and that's going to be one of those moments we're going to have to keep an eye on as it progresses in this game. But I think you've seen something that Western Hills has struggled with lately is actually just putting a shot on frame. We've already seen a few shots, and all of them have been wide left.
Mm-hmm.
And, the only player that's more famous for going wide left is probably the Buffalo Bills kicker. Western Hills has really struggled to put the ball on frame this year, and especially here lately. So Jack Caldwell going through the middle of the field.
I will say this: so far I've been pretty impressed with Hills and their ability to keep possession.
Yeah.
We have not seen great ball by Tyler Miller.
Yeah.
Cade coming up the middle. Oh,
a little
great ball.
Heavy on that pass, but
good idea. Just a little heavy through the middle.
That'll be senior Matthew Meyer who's going to be kicking that out, looking for fellow senior Wade Sutley at about midfield. Sutley with a heavy touch and loses it out of bounds for the Flyer throw-in. As we said, we've got 15 seniors on this Western Hills team, and you're going to be seeing a lot of those types of connections that have been years in the making.
15 seniors.
How
many? Just out of curiosity, Brad, because I know you're a Western Hills guy. How many of the seniors start? How many seniors do we have on the starting lineup?
It's a majority of seniors. You'll have a couple of juniors sprinkled in, but the majority of it is senior dominated. And you got Lumpkins who just made the pass to the midfield to Fricker. They're trying again to go right through the middle, but the experience that you're seeing there with Owen Clements, Owen Powell, shepherding the run from Sutley to be harmless for Western Hills.
Yep. Nice little run up the side here. It's the first time we've seen the ball down here in the Western Hills back third. We'll see if Franklin County can make anything of this now.
Yeah, Owen Clements on the throw-in. See Jack Caldwell, Lucas Nance closing in, trying to gain possession, but the Flyers maintain it, switching it through the midfield. A little heavy on the pass from Owen Powell, but Flyers maintain possession.
Western Hills doing a good job of trying to force back.
You can, from your seat at home, you can see how the defense is playing out for Western Hills. We got that 4-3-3. lot of separation from that as the ball moves down to the final third. But you'll notice the flat back four that they typically play, and one of the things that they have been susceptible to is those through balls looking from the diagonal run. So we anticipate seeing some of that action from Franklin County tonight, but to this point, it's Western Hills with possession and maintaining control of the game at this point.
I think that's the biggest thing I'm seeing so far is what you just hit on. That is the possession of the ball so far. We'll see if Franklin County can earn or build on something here.
Yeah, it's one of those things that Western Hills gaining possession and now looking to outrun. You've got Lucas Nance on the far right, but Fricker unable to get the ball to him.
He would have been a lot better served there to try to play that ball up and over instead of trying to play it on the ground through.
I agree. And, it's one of those things with turf. The ball moves very fast, but once again, you're going through a lot of legs there. That's Josh Lumpkins on the ball there trying to find Casey Smith, but once again, shepherded off by Owen Powell. It's hard to teach experience, and Franklin County is strong through that back center back's position. So I don't anticipate seeing the through balls being as effective as it has been earlier in the season for Western Hills.
Well, the through ball is going to work when they're tighter, but that 30-yard through ball is going to be really hard to play through unless you try to go up and over.
Well, and it's pretty much route one, too. Not a lot of diagonal runs with the through balls. They're just kind of going straight up and hoping that they're more athletic.
There's a great ball in.
And that's Josh Lumpkins coming out of that left back position to clear it out for Western Hills.
Franklin County doing a better job of maintaining possession.
Yep.
All right, let's see if both teams get organized here.
Owen Powell playing it back to keeper Hack. Casey Smith applying a little pressure, but it results in the turnover to Western Hills. But
a poor touch over on the right side gives the ball right back to Western Hills.
That's a good run from Chime Tope. But once again, Owen Powell stepping up and stopping the ball from getting into that final shot on goal. That's a great shot from Fricker.
Wow.
That was a bender, upper 90, and just about 90.1 on the angle there.
Jeez, Pete, that should have been in all day long.
Well, and it's one of those things. That was such a good shot. The keeper had absolutely no chance on it.
No, Hack just sat and watched it because he knew it was there, well, either going to be in or not.
That's right. And, you'll put a star by that one. Those are the types of chances that turn district matchups like this one. And,
absolutely.
So far the luck's been on the Flyers' end.
And we touched on this a little bit pregame. Who scores first, and if and when somebody is able to score, what does it look like then?
Yeah, and
does it go frantic? Does it go?
I think that's very telling, and we've talked to quite a few people to get their take on the game, and everybody's thinking this is could even end up in penalty kicks.
It would not surprise me. We got a field goal.
It's good.
That may be a 60-yarder by the time it was said and done.
He got all that one.
We may have to mark that one for distance for future reference because that one carried about 60 yards past the field from Jack Caldwell. Hack gets it out, trying to go down that right wing, but once again, Fricker's too much for him and turns it back into Western Hills offense. Lucas Nance.
Right. Well, you are right on that. Western Hills keeping it tight.
Yeah. And the problem with keeping it tight when you're playing a good defensive team is you're not creating any gaps in that back four. We talked about it before we got on camera with Jason. I said my biggest concern is the lack of width that Western Hills has been playing with for ever since the Frankfort game. I think we've just seen they become so dependent going through the middle and hoping for athletic plays.
And the truth is, from a defensive standpoint, that is really easy to defend when you have 75 or 80% of the players all in the middle of the field. The ball goes there. It's really easy to defend because it's so clogged.
That's right. It ends up becoming human pinball. Miller trying to find somebody. He finds Caleb Stratton, and Stratton's able to turn it back for Western Hills.
Yeah, he's got to take a touch on that. There's no reason he had time right there. There's no reason for him to one-touch that. Go ahead and take your space, young man, and go ahead and play a good ball.
Yeah, and Stratton has been playing center back. And and had some issues with some of the plays in games, has been bailed out in the past by Lincoln Maddox, who is out for the season for Western Hills. If you had watched any of our previous games on the BSN network, you know that he was Mr. Everywhere for Western Hills, cleaning up a lot of stuff on that back line. And when he went down with an ACL tear, it
left a hole.
It left a huge hole, and not only a hole from the defensive side, but I really think from an attitude side, because he's one of those that could run through a brick wall for your team. And
right.
Losing those type of players hurts not only from the heart side, but also from the mental side of knowing that you're going to come back and you've got people that are going to work hard to keep you in games.
And what we just saw, I'll touch on just a second here, as we move back towards the other way, down the field. That's something that Franklin County struggled with. What we just saw, and that was getting down in their scoring third and not being able to figure out how to get that opportunity. They get to the wings well, but then getting the ball to the middle and getting the ball to a spot where you can score has been a real big challenge for them.
There's an offsides there on Lucas Nance coming back on side from the pass from Joey Kurtzinger. Joey Kurtzinger just came into the game and has been plugged in that midfield. We also have Nafour, who has come on, Eddie Nafour, coming in to replace Raphael Fricker in the midfield. So we're seeing some of that depth coming out for Western Hills. And, you know, as this game progresses, you're going to see lots of bodies in green and all the same folks apparently in white. So
that's exactly what you're going to see. And again, by the time the second half rolls around, I believe what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of those kids in white. I believe you're going to see a lot of really tired players, a lot of jello legs, as we say.
Yeah, that's Nathan Medford on the ball, but right to Baylor Brooker. And Baylor is one of those seniors. We do have trouble here with Casey Smith. Taking the ball down the middle of the field, but once again, Owen Powell there to shut the opportunity. Wade Sutley trying to make something happen. It looks like we're going to have our corner kick going for the Wolverines.
I think that's our second one of the evening, too.
As I was saying, Baylor Brooker is playing right back and replacing Craig Badger, who's not with the team for this game. So it's good to see that the Western Hills players being able to show some of that same type of ability to move on different areas of the field like we're seeing from the county players.
Great ball. Great ball, great crossing ball right there.
That was Raul Hernandez on getting that jump started from the corner kick. Throw in from Lucas Nance deep, and he's going to hustle back to try and keep it in play for Western Hills, and he does a great job. Baylor Brooker now trying to find somebody. Nathan Medford with the head, trying to get it out of danger. And Raul Hernandez goes down, but nothing out of our center ref.
Okay.
We got Franklin County with the counter here, trying to get numbers up. But
he's got Miller out in the wide. Let's see if he can make something happen here.
He's in the box. He comes off of Rudich, and that's cleared by Raul Hernandez. Looks like we're going to have a corner kick for Franklin County.
First corner of the evening.
Now, you know, we've talked about the struggles Franklin County has had scoring. Now, Jason, were you there when they did score their only goal of the season?
It's been so long, Brad, I don't know that I remember when that was.
I will tell you, Jacob Dennett with that goal for Franklin County. Their only one on the season came off of a set piece, so we'll see how the set piece works today for them.
You know, actually, I laugh about that, Brad. Yes, I was there. It was a set piece from about, as I remember, it was about 25 yards out. Beautiful ball in, hit the upper 90 up the corner, and if
you're going to have one goal, make it a good one.
That
sounds like it was a good one.
It was a good one.
You know, and we talked about the defense. Franklin County's only given up 7 goals in the season. Western Hills, on the other hand, they've scored 21 and have allowed 12. So, Western Hills has had the luxury of having more games due to not having been shut down for COVID. Right. That's a good ball from Lucas Nance. But once again, the general back there, Owen Powell, gets on his horse and shepherds that one out of harm's way.
Wolverines, number 36, Jacob Miracle.
Jacob Miracle's going to come in and give a rest to Stefan Rudich for a few moments. We got Josh Lumpkin swinging over from left back to center back. Miracle going in at the left back position. Lucas Nance trying to find Wade Sutley. He catches Casey Smith with the pass, but Casey coming from an offside position, and it brings our AR's flag up to start play back for Franklin County.
Taking my pal.
About 21 minutes left here in the first half.
And, you know, it's kind of played out like we thought, Jason.
Yep.
We've seen some shots, but seriously
It's not
off
quite.
target.
It's only a couple quality shots,
Yep.
really.
That's right. And
Again, it's all been in this middle third.
Yep.
Checking in for the Wolverines.
Not any true possession.
Yep.
Like we like to see.
Number 5, Brady Lambert.
A lot
Number
of
16, Canyon Thomas.
running into traffic.
Right.
A lot of passing not to feet. So
yeah, we got some subs coming in. We have 2 seniors and a sophomore coming in. Zach Hurst coming in at the left wing. Braden Lambert up top. Going to be playing in the 9 position, and then you got Canyon Thomas playing on the right wing. Mangum going to the bench early once again to try to tire out Franklin County. Lambert struggles with the ball there in midfield, and Hal Medford back on the attack.
finds an open space right through the middle.
Oh, that's a
Good
good
through
ball.
if
That's
he
a
gets
good
there.
ball. And good defending by Baylor Brooker
that.
there. Miller with a good shot with leaving the ball out in danger's way for a rebound there.
That may
but-
be the first quality shot we've seen from Franklin County this evening.
Yeah, and that was a good low. The shot had a lot of movement on it, and Meyer struggled to maintain possession, but kept it under control and tries to get Western Hill started again. But here we go again with the flyer pressure.
Good ball through.
That's a good ball, and that's a good shot right at Meyer.
Stop by Meyer.
So let me ask you something, Brad. So Western Hills just made a couple changes. Does Franklin? I mean, is this what we're seeing from the changes that were just made?
You know, they were really offensive players that have been changed. We've seen the entire top half of the team being changed here between the attacking mids and the attacking players on the wings and up top. So the back 4 is been subbed a little bit. So we are starting to see some combinations that may not be working well for Western Hills. But I think
Good
you're
movement
also
all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think you're starting to see though Franklin County showing confidence, and I
Yep.
think that's been the difference here recently is the confidence that they're starting to show. The throw in came in heavy, and we're able to get flyer control on that.
Looks like our center's going to let them play tonight.
Yeah. No, and I think that's something that should be happening on a district game. These guys are all wanting to win this game, and they're going to play hard. And as long as it's clean, let them play.
Absolutely. Just as long as nobody gets, I don't want to use the word aggressive because of the speedster, Caden Terry,
You know,
or not. Yeah, I was right.
yeah, that
Goal kick for the Wolverines.
another shot just a little bit outside there, Jason, and we're going to have a goal kick from Meyer. Western Hills looks like the subs they're making right now is just to get a few minutes of rest
Right.
for some of the players. We're getting ready to see a mass substitution coming in again. We got 3 more getting ready to rotate in, and it looks like it's going to be those midfielders that we were expecting to get back in the game.
And
Looks
this-
like
That's
Canyon Thomas, who we saw at the Frankfurt game playing keeper out here on that left wing, trying to track that one down.
This is what I can see, and it looks like the Western Hills coaching staff has made a decision to, again, what you're seeing, run bodies in and out, in and out, in and out.
And
With intention of knowing that Franklin County is shallow on the bench.
and you had the COVID restrictions that really messed with some of the conditioning, I would imagine. That's a great ball. Good look, good read by Josh Lumpkins. He finds Canyon Thomas, and here comes Western Hills.
there's there's both the back lines squeezing down well.
Yep. Josh Lumpkins trying to make something happen. Another shot, kind of a knuckler, but from distance.
Boy, that was optimistic.
Goal kick.
You know,
I don't know.
it's
Number 3, Jack Collins.
That was optimistic shot. I mean, that's I don't mind it, but
you know, sometimes you want to explore just to make sure the keeper's awake, and I can rest assured he's probably still not going to be threatened by shots from that distance.
I'm thinking 10 more yards probably would have been a better option there, Brad. But that's okay.
That's
you know
right.
what? It's a shot.
So we see the midfield replacements coming in, and it looks like Western Hills has now Raul Hernandez up top. He's a sophomore who has a knack for scoring goals, and So it looks like Mangum's going to try and push some speed up with Thomas on the right wing and Raul Hernandez up through the center.
That's what I was getting ready to ask you, is the young man got good speed. Uh-oh.
That's another turnover in the midfield. Both teams are a little sloppy with the ball now. Not sure if it's some fatigue setting in, but now we're seeing Western Hills turning. Raul Hernandez coming out, but
it's something that's something right there what you saw that Franklin County has struggled with, and that's finding feet.
Yep.
Especially in tight spots. So
good work by the keeper to recognize the ball was coming and was able to keep any danger coming out of that play. Western Hills still once again trying to have those through balls, but I have to tip my hat at this point to Franklin County's defense and being able to stop most of the offense that we're seeing from Western Hills.
No surprise here. A 0-0 game with about 15 and a half to play in the first half here.
Josh Lumpkins coming into Raul Hernandez, who wanted to find Kenyon Thomas, but once again, the speed of play, Thomas couldn't stay onside. Just not real crisp on the passing and the timing, and that impacts those types of plays that you're looking at. Baylor Brooker with another good play coming out of that right back. Chime Tope on the ball, looking for friends, and he's found one. It's Raphael Fricker from distance, and that's a banger.
Wow.
That is a banger. We've got ourselves a goal, and I'm telling you, that is like the FIFA dream goal.
And you can see, just as we talked about, Franklin County's back line got caught playing a little high.
Yep.
And they gave him way too much space right there.
Well, and Fricker was feeling it out earlier from a very similar shot, but just giving him way too much space to walk up and take that shot. And
the exact same thing happened with Grant County when Franklin County went to Grant County. Actually happened late in the second half. Goalkeeper got caught out, and back line gave a little bit too much space right up front, and almost mirror image of the goal.
Well, and people always look for the keeper on that. Really, that's your holding mid that just wasn't in position tight enough to stop that shot. And a senior expecting to see the goal at some point gets a peek at it and takes the rip, and it was a good one. He's had two great shots tonight. Raphael Fricker bringing it in his potentially last matchup with his crosstown rival here.
Impressive as well. And, anytime a goal gets scored, I hate to say this, but 9 times out of 10, it's not the goalkeeper's fault.
Right, and I think so many times people always look for what caused that, and I can tell you it was from my perspective, it was the lack of the defensive midfield taking it up. The back four has played well for Franklin County,
but there was a huge soft. To your point, there was a huge soft spot right there where he stepped in.
Right, and with the formation that Franklin County's playing, they're playing a 4-5-1, so they really need the midfield to step up and help out. That's a nice ball in from Josh Lumpkins. They're fighting for it in there, and it's right to the keeper off the shot from Fricker again. He has come to play tonight. Flyers now trying to maintain possession in their third, and you see Owen Clements with the left-footed strike to try to get the ball out. It's more effective just to get it out, and you see a good battle going on there. Josh Lumpkins, the winner of that one, and we got a foul. Foul on the Franklin County. That is Henry Nazea and Henry.
Not a smart foul.
Well, he was fighting for the ball, and you could just see the experience that Lumpkins has from playing club soccer. And,
right.
He read the play extremely well, and sometimes it's frustrating as an offensive player. Kenyon Thomas heading the ball down, and it looks like the keeper's going to beat him to it. Once again, you got Kenyon Thomas, who played keeper during the Frankfort game, playing a little right wing tonight, just trying to get something offensive. And looking over at that Western Hills side, guess what? 3 more subs.
No surprise there, Brad.
And it's one of those things, from a district setup, and the kids' adrenaline's flowing, and a lot of times when you have that much adrenaline, you get tired from it. So you not only have that adrenaline flowing, but now you're also not having subs.
Right.
It makes it very difficult on Franklin County.
And it's my guess is My guess is it's going to get worse as the
Checking
evening
in for the
progresses.
Wolverines, number 9.
And you know, and it looks like
Number 10,
the
Casey
rotation schedule that we're looking at right now, it's about every 8 minutes.
32,
We're
Lucas
seeing
James.
this wave of players come in, and it's wave
Checking in for
after
the
wave
Flyers,
after
number 9,
wave.
Jacob
It's
Thompson.
almost hurricane force waves coming in at this point for Western Hills.
Franklin County makes a change. Number 9, Jacob Thompson comes in, jumps on the left wing out here. Tyler Miller moves to the 8 or the 10 there.
That was another good play by Nizaya, and Matthew Meyer was able to come out and make a great save to keep the shot from actually happening there. Franklin County's finding a little bit of success with speed, but you know, they're still struggling to get the quality on the shots.
Well, as you can see down here, you can see it down in the finishing third. They just struggle so much to maintain possession down here.
And they are going to maintain possession with this throw-in coming in from Owen Clements. Owen, some of that senior leadership on the Flyers.
You know what, I hate to say it, but I think Franklin County struggles with a lot of the same things that Western Hills struggles with, and that is width and understanding
Oh,
great.
that's a beautiful play by Owen Clements. And look at the tenacity. He goes back after the ball. You know, you look at that, and Owen Clements has played well in his 4 years for Franklin County, and one of the fastest players on the team, but a very heady player. Plays with a lot of heart and that tenacity. We saw it displayed there as he tried to maintain possession and worked it for a corner kick for his team.
Always plays hard.
The corner, Western Hills heads it down, and now we're off to the races. Wade Sutley trying to beat it, and it looks like we've got a pretty good foul in the midfield. Flyer player was hoping for a
pushing for the yellow card.
Yeah, but you know, it's Caleb Terry. That was more hope than actual need for any of the color coming out of the referee's pocket. That's a good ball. That's dangerous, and we're tied.
In.
That was a beautiful play.
Cade Terry plays a beautiful crossing ball that gets through.
That was a great play. Who was that on the goal there?
That was
Caden Turner.
Caden Turner.
That was a great ball, and Western Hills fell asleep in that back four. And
goalkeeper couldn't play with it, and Caden Turner drops it in the back of the net.
Yeah,
we got a game again, don't we, Brad?
We've got a game, and you know, Franklin County's just doubled their scoring output for the season with that one. As, you know, it was a great play, and I'm telling you, with that kind of passing, it's you start to wonder why we haven't seen more goals out of the Flyers this year, because that was a well-designed, well-executed play that really caught Western Hills flat-footed. Poor keeper Meyer had no chance at that one as his back four let him down a little bit while that free kick from Terry. Turner did exactly what he had to do and put it away. That's Jack Caldwell on the ball trying to find a streaking Lucas Nance. But now you're seeing the confidence coming out of the Flyers here.
A little heavy on the touch. Uh-oh, easy, young man.
Yeah, looks like a roller skater there for a second as he caught that transition between the turf and the concrete. We got a handball, and it's going to be a Flyer ball here.
Free kick, Franklin County.
We're with 9 minutes to play in the first half, and
we got a game.
You know,
we got a game.
We've got a game, and it's 1-1. And see the senior Owen Powell coming up, play the ball in, and once again, Flyers looking to go over the top. And look at there, same play, back four struggling again for Western Hills, but Meyer was able to handle that one. It was just one of those things. The ball was there, just not the finishing. This very easily could have been a 2-1 game, and just like that, the Flyers are showing all kinds of confidence, showing a lot of desire, and playing the entire width of the field. You know, as we start looking at the ball moving around, it creates those gaps for the Western Hills defense. That was a good look coming in, but, you know, it's one of those things when Cade Terry is dominating the midfield right now for Franklin County.
Yes, and you can't and you can't give that kid that much space in the midfield.
No, and you know, it's one of those things. Cade is a club goalkeeper. he is playing in the midfield for the best for his team, and you know what? He's playing a great game to this point. And
what people and you and I know this, but what a lot of folks don't understand and realize is that Cade Terry will play at the next level, actually as a keeper in college.
Yeah, and
with multiple offers on the table for that kid.
You know, and it just goes to show you that in high school they get to exhibit a little bit more of their athletic prowess. We remember Bailey Spade, who played for Frankfort High. He was a field player for Frankfort High, but he was a keeper for Center College. And, you know, it's just amazing when you see that skill coming out in some of those kids that for the most of their playing days are with gloves and trying to keep the ball out with their hands, making great passes and great plays with their feet.
Well, these goalkeepers, these goalkeepers playing high school, like, for example, Cade Terry, from a college standpoint, it makes them so valuable to be able to play and come out of the keep.
Well, and you know, that's one of my friends who's a coach for Georgetown. He always stresses at a certain point every keeper can catch a ball. It's the one that can actually come out and play with their feet as a player that's the most valuable keeper.
Could not agree more. Could not agree more.
It's a corner from Lucas Nance trying to find Casey Smith. Josh Lumpkins on the back post trying to keep it in and does a good job there. Got a foul called.
I think the ball actually, Brad, I think the ball
go
slipped
out of bounds.
I think the ball's
nope.
You're right. It was a foul.
Did call a foul.
Okay.
And we got Josh Lumpkins taking a look at this one. I expect him to try and find Lucas Nance streaking in, and ball goes in, and it's dangerous ball.
Wow.
But somehow, some way, makes it through there without touching a single person.
That should have been a goal all day long.
That's right. And, you know,
a back post goal all day long.
Yeah, we got Jacob Dummick coming back in, replacing the goal scorer, Caden Turner. Caden Turner made his minutes very productive.
Very productive. I will say one thing about Cade Turner. He does play hard.
Yes, he does.
Very hard.
You know, it's one of those things in looking back through the years of this rivalry, you always have those players that really make a difference, and he's been one throughout his years. And that's a nice play by Nathan Medford in the midfield, taking the ball away from Western Hills, but pass was just behind Miller.
Miller tries to make a play on it.
There's
Can't make a
Fricker
play.
looking from distance again, and he warms the keeper's hands. Fricker has come to play tonight.
He absolutely has.
He has been dominating the play there in the final third, taking shots from distance, and he's a very impressive half. I think we're seeing two midfielders really trying to.
Is that Brooker? I got the foul.
I think that was Jack Caldwell coming in for.
Is that who that is?
Yeah, and but as I was saying, we have two midfielders that are really putting the team on their back. You got Terry for the Flyers and Fricker for the Wolverines.
Taken by Powell.
So Owen Powell on this free kick.
Surprisingly, we haven't heard a lot yet, and I say yet, out of Sutley.
Yes, we have it.
And I don't know if that was part of the game plan for the Flyers.
Well, I think once again the strength of the Flyers defense in that center part of the field with the experienced center backs, Sutley's not had a chance to really do a whole lot. As soon as he touches the ball, they're surrounding him. So I think you'll have to look for some coaching changes to come after half to try to get him more involved.
That's a great ball.
Flyers are able. Just lost his footing there.
Turf monster got him.
Yep. You know, it's one of those things with this new turf, we keep referring to it being sticky. Well, there's another good pass coming in, and the keeper comes out to make the play.
Collection by Meyer.
Meyer with the throw out to Casey Smith, trying to get it started.
Can't collect that ball.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they had numbers. Silas Hall coming into the game.
Sophomore,
just trying to steal a few minutes here, give a little bit extra breather for some of these wide players.
I would expect to see, in the same exact breath, I would expect to see Nick Capusi later as well to go ahead and give some minutes out on that 7 and 11 spot.
Well, we've only got about 3:15 left in this first half in this 1-1 battle, and you know, so far it's been hit or miss.
Yes.
Western Hills dominating play for a little bit. That's Casey Smith trying to find Wade Sutley, and he's really heavy with that touch.
Good idea. Just couldn't collect it.
And you know, it's one of those things that's tough when that ball's put right in on your feet to be able to control it, and Sutley was unable to pull that one in.
Yeah, and in their defense, these kids, guess what? They have
Medford
Medford
just
heavy.
missing the best.
And in their defense, you know what? These kids have been used to playing on grass for how many years now?
That's exactly right.
So,
Turf is a different game, and you know, that's always been to a disadvantage for the teams playing in Franklin County when they go through districts and
yes.
regions. But that's
Miller steals the pass.
That was a great ball there by Miller, but it looks like Western Hills is going to avoid any push of the Flyer attack as Baylor Brooker takes it out of bounds. Chime Tope getting in there and banging around. Smaller in stature, but heavy in heart. Good ball. That was the hookup between seniors again. And Stefan Rudich, a senior for Western Hills, able to kind of clear it up. Jack Caldwell coming out like a wild man with the ball. And Owen Clements runs him off of it.
Impressive.
It's Chime Tope going to turf there to try to win the ball back. Chime looks a little slow to get back up. He took a big lick in the middle of the field.
Both teams playing a bit frantic right now.
Yes. The composure's kind of left, and I think it's just the district matchup nerves are starting to come out with just a minute and a half left in this first half.
Let's see if these coaches can get these players calmed down here at halftime. Get a bit more organized and a little calm, because it has the last 45 seconds. All of a sudden, you can feel it. You can feel it getting.
Western Hills checking in for the Wolverines.
So Brad, was it the first half that you expected?
You know, this is pretty much what we talked about. This is going to be a defensive struggle. I think both teams are trying to put their imprint on the game, but the defense right now has just been too good on each side to really get any flow going. As the first half starts winding down, the score is accurate. I think there's been moments Franklin County's looked better, and then there's been moments that Western Hills looks better. So this is Terry again,
move.
And what a
Goodness
move.
Gracious.
You've got the entire Wolverine team pretty much trying to stop him there in these closing seconds, and it was amazing.
I agree with you, Brad. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Sorry, I agree with you. The truth is, it does feel like a 1-1 game.
Yep.
I think it is exactly what we expected. I'll be honest with you.
Trying to get something started
15
here.
seconds here late. Can we get can Western Hills?
It's going to call a dangerous play there on Western Hills, and that's going to go ahead.
That's going to do it.
That's going to take our half. We're going to get a big kick from Owen Powell, but that is the first half of this 1-1 game between 41st District rivals Western Hills Wolverines and the Franklin County Flyers.
How about that?
You're watching the BSN Network with this 41st District matchup, and we'll be back in just a few moments.
Running a business takes a lot of focus and dedication. Keeping up with the ever-changing tax laws and keeping up with all the numbers behind your business, while necessary, can cause distraction and even a little anxiety. That's where Charles T. Mitchell, certified public accountants, come in. They've been helping local businesses run smoothly since 1964. They've got the experience and quality you deserve, and they'll put your mind at ease. Taxes, accounting, and assurance services for your business. Charles T. Mitchell, CTMCPA.com.
So when you think about a banking relationship, you want someone who's going to be there with you in good times and particularly in bad times. And when we think about traditional bank, that's the kind of partnership and family member we're looking for. They have the same values we have, they care for their people, and they want you to do well. My name is Heedley Bell, and I am the managing partner of Mill Ridge Farm.
That's a dark album.
It really is.
That's why
I saw
they
them.
really got into alcoholism. That's why it's about.
I saw them in the 81-ish, 82-ish.
This is Brad Thomas with Jason Miller at Western Hills Stadium with a barn burner. We got a 1-1 matchup between the crosstown rivals, and Jason, I hear Van Halen over the loudspeaker.
We're unchained, man. We're off the chain and we're unchained, brother.
You know, people that grew up in the 80s, it's been a rough week for us, but luckily we have 41st District Soccer tonight to help ease our minds with the struggles. And
Great matchup, too, man.
you know, this
Great
game's been a good one. But, you know, we talked about it early on. It was a game of possession. And, you know, looking at the halftime statistics, looks like Western Hills dominated first half possession with 59% of the ball. And
No surprise.
No surprise. But, you know what I think was key was Franklin County really didn't budge much in that back four.
No, and Franklin County did. They made the best of their opportunities when they came.
I would agree with that. And, you know, in laying out this game, I thought it was going to be a battle of back fours. Franklin County with a lot of experienced kids that have been playing in that defense for many, many years. They've been very strong. So the Western Hill goal came from distance.
Yes, yes.
And so, you know, it's the back four and the keeper, pretty much all they could do was sit and watch as it went in from Raphael Fricker from distance. And he has actually cracked 3 great shots from about 30 yards out. And the first one hit the crossbar. Upper 90 just off the crossbar.
Right.
Second one in the back of the net, and the third one warmed the keeper's hands. Not much more you could ask out of the senior from Western Hills.
And Franklin County can't keep allowing him into that soft spot that we talked about right in front of that back line, because a 30-yard shot for a kid like Fricker is not – I mean, he's going to put that on frame.
Right. And when you see a goal that big, shooting from distance –
yes,
it's pretty much you get it close to frame, and there's an awful lot of space for it to slide in past that keeper.
Agreed. And I'll tell you something else that surprised me about what we've seen so far, Brad, and that is the amount of time that the ball is spent actually down in the scoring thirds on both of these teams. I really, truly thought when we started this game that you'd see a battle in the middle third of the field. To be honest with you, the ball has been in the middle third a lot. But the ball's been in the scoring thirds more than I ever imagined we'd see it.
Yeah, and I tell you, you know, as you look at the keys to the game, I think Cade Terry's just putting this team on his back at this point.
Well,
he's playing defense. He's playing offense. The pass he made off of the free kick that Turner was able to put home was a great play. Not only from the vision of finding him, but with the weight of that pass coming through. It's a reminiscent of a Drew Herod type play that you would have seen Franklin County in the years past.
I couldn't, and you said it, and you and I spoke before we went on air tonight about the fact that we lost, that Franklin County had lost both Justin
Castillo
and Drew Harrod, which was 80. You told me
82% of their scoring last year, and it's one of those things. Last year, if you look at this team, you had Cade Terry in the goal. Justin and Drew trying to make things happen on the offensive end. This is a revamped version of the Flyers who
most certainly is.
Who have struggled to score, but you know what? They doubled their output on the season tonight, and we're tied at 1 after the first half of play.
Now, I will tell you, not to interrupt, but I'll tell you what I expect to see, Brad. I expect to see where Western Hills has done a really fine job of making substitutions through the first half to keep their legs fresh.
Yep.
What I expect to see in the second half is halfway through the second half. I believe you're probably going to see some of the boys in white. Unfortunately, I think you're going to see fatigue start setting in. And I believe you're going to probably see the results of that.
Well, and it's one of those things. I think as the fatigue does set in, I think you're going to start seeing Franklin County sitting back further, trying to tighten up their defense. And we talked early on that this game has the makings of going to penalty kicks, and we're well on our way. And if we look back in history, Western Hills has lost 7 straight games to Franklin County. It's not been since 2014 that Western Hills has raised the county flag and said, we're the best in Franklin County.
And to that point, to reinforce that point, Brad, if we look at keeper versus keeper, if we are to go to PKs, who do you give the advantage to? I know who I do. What do you see?
I think it's going to be. I think you'll see Cade Terry find the gloves that get back in the goal for PKs, and you got senior Matthew Meyer. I think it'll be an epic battle, and it's the first time we've been on turf for this battle. The first time this battle has been played at a school.
Yes.
So this is a night of first, and who knows? We may be looking at the first time Western Hills is able to claim victory since 2014. And by the way, Jason, that game went to penalty kicks. It was 0-0 after regulation, and Western Hills pulled it out with penalty kicks.
You don't say.
So.
Well, now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but whatever keeper finishes it, and again, we're speaking hypothetically now. Whatever keeper finishes the game is also your keeper for PKs. Is that correct?
That's correct. And, the interesting scenario that we have playing out tonight, this is a dream night for soccer if you're a fan of the 41st District. We've got down at Sauer, Frankfort High versus Great Crossing, trying to figure out who's going to win this district regular season. Right now, we've got Western Hills and Franklin County trying to see who's going to play one of those two teams in the district tournament. So it's a great night of soccer, and that's a great ball to Wade Sutley, just trying to make something happen. Once again, good defense out of that back four for Franklin County.
Squeezes him down at the backside there.
That was Lucas Nance putting in a great ball to Sutley. But once again, Franklin County bending but not breaking. Okay, Terry with a little bit of a heavy touch there.
Slows the play down.
As we start this second half, it's the same lineups we saw in the first half. Franklin County coming out in a 4-5-1, kind of an exotic formation you don't see a whole lot of. Western Hills with the very traditional 4-3-3. The way Western Hills plays that 4-3-3, though, they play it very flat in the back.
Right.
And that's been the one thing that we've been noticing as the season has progressed. The goals they're giving up a lot of times are through those center backs based on the fact that they're playing that flat four. And once
staying very, very disciplined on the flat back is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. And, it's a little bit different with the personnel, losing Lincoln Maddox, who was really the lifeblood of that back four, to an ACL tear just a few games ago. We've seen a total switch out of who's playing in that back four, and really the only one that's out there that started the season is Josh Lumpkins, and you have Caleb Stratton, who's also been out there at center back for a majority of the season, coming in and trying to hold this down. Stefan Rudich, a senior, has stepped back in that Lincoln Maddox position. And then we're rounding it out on the right back position. It's Baylor Brooker, who typically has played offensively in the wing position. That's another good shot from Fricker, but that one
Over the top.
is just over the top.
Shot by Fricker.
Fricker's decided he's going to shoot from distance, and every time
it doesn't matter. It's coming off his foot, isn't it?
Every time he cranks it up, all the Flyer fans' heart skips a beat because he has been with laser focus on accuracy from distance. And every one of those shots, he's had 4 good ones, all about 30 yards out and all dangerous.
And whatever he ate before he decided to play this game, Mom and Dad, you need to make sure that you keep feeding him.
Yeah, that's Chime Tope coming in, cutting, trying to find somebody. He finds his midfielder teammate there. And Raviel Fricker back to Tope, and they are unable to get a shot. They're still trying to find Wade Sutley, but he is really being locked down in the middle of the field.
I'm going to keep an eye on this, Brad, but I think they've actually got a mark on him.
Yeah, no, and I'm going to tell you.
I didn't notice it until, or I haven't noticed it until now, but I bet you they probably.
Oh, that's a center back error there. Caden Turner
Oh,
back
and
in.
then a ill-advised pass to the cross.
Yeah, he needed a little bit more leg on that one, and Meyer with a keeper error on that kick coming back out will give the ball right back to the Flyers. Yeah, Turner had the right idea, just not enough leg strength to whip it back to that back post.
And he didn't, and honestly, he didn't have the number. He didn't have the right.
Goal kick, Wolverines.
Whoever was supposed to be running on that back post probably wasn't running on that back post,
Yeah,
whether it be Miller or Isaiah.
It was definitely a difficult angle to pass from, but he just didn't have enough muster to get it through there.
What would you do there? Would you just go ahead and take the shot from there?
You know,
take your chances?
I think that's one of those things of experience. An experienced player takes that shot. But as we start seeing Franklin County pushing up and trying to make something happen, you're starting to see a little bit of a wrinkle in the defense for Western Hills. And now Casey Smith trying to get on the end of this one, but our keeper's going to go ahead and bring that up.
Now, this has been typical, Brad. So what happens now is you'll hear the Franklin County staff start screaming, push up, push up, push up. But what happens with that is when you start pushing up and you don't have the numbers on the bench to support that much energy being pushed out,
Tope.
what you're going to have.
Sutley going wide to Lucas Nance. Ball
Wow.
just missed.
So to finish my thought, what you're going to see is as the Franklin County staff tells their players to continue to push and pressure that back line, that exerts a lot of energy.
Oh, it does. And looking at the way that the coaching staff for Franklin County is looking at this, I think this 15 minutes that start the second half is probably the most important 15 minutes.
Oh, I
they
agree.
need a goal just so that they can have the energy to make it through the second half.
Yeah, to sit in.
Yep.
To just sit back and try to absorb.
See Jack Caldwell there trying to find Lucas Nance, unable to. Flyer interception. That's Owen Clements on the far side looking for friends, and he finds Miller coming down the side. Jack Caldwell stands him up on the touch line. What I'm seeing right now is it looks like Western Hills is trying to push up their attacking mids, trying to get an overload situation in that final third for to look for goal. Franklin County's trying to use some speed, and there's another miscue out of the center back for Western Hills. That Meyer comes to the rescue.
I actually had 2 miscues there, Brad. You had one miscue by the Western Hills back line, and then you also had a very heavy first touch for Nasiah there.
Yeah, and
when you're through that line, you got to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Here's Fricker with the ball. Fricker trying to find Sutley again. Sutley holding up as the 9, and that is a great ball over the shoulder of Owen Powell.
Trouble.
Lucas Nance trying to find Chime Tope again, and
great defensive play back there in that left back spot too.
And that's Owen Clements again, senior leadership. That was a great pass coming through there to beat Owen Powell right over his shoulder, but the back 4 once again for Franklin County rising to the occasion. That's Fricker again from distance and just missing once again.
How many shots has that kid had on goal?
You know,
is that a half dozen at least?
I think we're up to 6, and I'm going to be honest with you, most of them have looked dangerous. That one went wide by just maybe a half a foot. And once again, the keeper doesn't have a whole lot of play on that.
Mistake on the county keeper there.
Yeah, we got Jack Caldwell now trying to find friends, and he runs right into Turner. Jack Caldwell with a throw in. Jack, a senior, played center back last year, now playing holding mid. And Casey Smith, another senior, deep in the corner. Franklin County makes a good play there, but loses it out of bounds for the throw in for the Wolverines.
That was.
I know as we look at who's on the field for the Flyers, missing a couple of starters tonight, Grant Kaiser and Martinez. And so the team that these may meet up again in districts may look totally different.
Yep, and both of those kids missing, both of them midfielders, both of them have the ability to disrupt.
See Franklin County trying to run out again.
And trying to do that through ball.
And
a lot of energy being dispersed.
There is, and it's one of those things. Western Hills is really making themselves susceptible to that, but so far they've, like Franklin County, bending but not breaking.
Yep. Hey, Brad, one thing we haven't talked about. Yep. Could we ask for a better night for soccer?
I'm telling you, we have been so blessed with the season thus far. Very little rain after many years of rainouts at Sauer.
Oh, Lord.
It's you build a turf field because of a soggy surface, and it's the soccer season that never rains.
It's been, and you're right, brother. We have been truly blessed to get the nights and the weather that we've got for these games.
Yeah, and it's the perfect temperature, and people always say, oh, this is football weather. Well, to me, it's the wrong football they're talking about most of the time. This is soccer weather. And
it's football. It's called football.
You see, once again, Franklin County trying to fill out the Western defense, and Western Hills maintaining possession. Caldwell trying to find Wade Sutley.
Powell steps up.
Wade's been on an island tonight, not finding a whole lot of opportunities. And here's Fricker with space again. The midfield has lost Fricker for most of this evening, and he is able to just pretty much dictate his play.
That defense, that six, that holding mid really has got to get back and squeeze him down in that 30-yard area.
It's almost like he's got a halo. For some reason, he's got 10 yards in every direction around him, and
somebody's got to tell Franklin County's defense, hey, by the way, he's going to shoot.
Right, and I keep seeing Western Hills trying to play those through balls. To me, the what's available is that midfield area right behind the front three.
Yes,
and that's where they've been the most dangerous.
Yes,
and I think the back four really are shutting down the offensive third for the wingers and the striker, but that attacking mids are wide open, about 20 to 30 yards out.
And they're going, and they're very likely going to continue to take those shots from distance.
Yeah, you saw Raphael Fricker abandon his midfield spot to try and get up in that offensive end there, and it creates an opportunity. The gap as the holding mid did not step up into that empty space, so we now have Franklin County on the attack.
Good build up there, and then
Baylor Brooker with a good clearance there. Mm-hmm. He's playing out of position, but he's played very well tonight.
Where is he? Where is Brooker's normal position?
He's typically been playing in the on the right wing this year, subbing in on the right wing and left wing. So having him play as a starter in that back area is definitely been an experience for him, and he's grasped it and done well with it.
He absolutely has. If it's any indication of what I'm seeing this evening.
Here we go once again, another long ball trying to free up somebody, and once again, it's an easy play for Franklin County. They're inviting that kind of play because they have confidence in this back four. This is dangerous. Cade Terry with a good play, and you've got the senior Stefan Rudich with a good shield on the attacking player. That's experience there, and it's well played by Rudich.
It absolutely is, because an inexperienced center back right there.
That's right.
Does not know to make that play.
That's exactly right. And, soccer's a game that's not always about speed. It's about technique, and that was good technique by the senior Stefan Rudich. That's a foul going to come up on Lucas Nance. We're going to go the other way for Franklin County.
Right.
You know, so far this has been an extremely clean game. We've not seen any of these tic-tac fouls. We've got 27 minutes left in the second half, but I've been impressed by both teams. We're not seeing the type of stuff that you may see in a district-type game.
Right, and you haven't seen the lack of composure on either team.
Oh, that's a good ball
at this.
again, and look, the back four were beat. But once again, we've got Matthew Meyer stepping up to avoid disaster.
You're right, though. Composure. Both teams we haven't had any matchups that have gotten ugly.
Right.
We haven't had any nasty fouls to start that. Because you and I both know we've been around this game for many, many years, and all it takes is one hard foul, and it becomes toxic. It becomes it spreads. So, I like you, Brad. I've been happy to see a very nice. I don't want to say a nice, clean game, but it's been fairly clean to this point.
Very, very few fouls called. Very few instances where you're seeing heavy challenges. This midfield, once again, for Western Hills, they're winning the battle from about 30 yards out, but that's an ill-advised shot from Caldwell there. One thing that I'm noticing about Franklin County is whenever they're in that set-piece scenario, the leadership of Owen Powell, Cade Turner, Cade Terry, looking up and finding bodies. The coaching staff's done a good job of getting them prepared for playing that flat four back of Western Hills, and the opportunities are there. It's just that they're a little too central sometimes with those. If they went more towards the sidelines, there would be more real estate available. We got a foul there in the corner on Chinmay Tope.
Is that a foul, Brad?
That was a foul. That was a foul.
It sure was when he's dropping. So this might as well be a corner kick here.
That's right. You should see the same kind of action. And what Western Hills typically will try to do is set a pick and have Jack Caldwell try and land a hit on the ball.
And this is dangerous.
And
wow,
that was some good contact in there. And once again, everybody hops up in good spirits. The key there was they were trying to find Jack Caldwell, who comes through with some heavy contact and unable to get his head on the ball and put it on frame. So anticipate we're about at that time frame. We're going to start seeing subs again come from Western Hills, but right now there's not any on the sidelines waiting to check in. It's Chinmay Tope playing hard, trying to win the ball from Nathan Medford, who sticks a knee out and catches Josh Lumpkins with that.
Probably not a bad foul there from Franklin County.
Very tactical, and his dad will be happy because he apologized to Josh right after it happened. That's
his dad's going to be happy twice. His dad's going to be happy because he fouled him there to stop the play, and then helped him up when he did it.
That's right.
So.
And, that's the thing is sometimes in soccer fouls are tactical. And that was a very good example of a tactical foul there by Medford.
Absolutely. So we've got a little bit of a lineup change, looks like, for Franklin County. I didn't see the players come in, but I know we've got a couple different players in some different spots right now. So.
And you got Western Hills getting ready to start the turnstile again. He's on. That's Sutley. But once again, Owen Powell. Been very impressed by his ability to read the play and disrupt opportunities.
Been on his hip every single time. Sutley has, as well as and Sutley has played well. To his credit, Sutley's played well. But the county defense has done a good job of squeezing him down as soon as he gets the ball in his foot.
And I think, as we looked at this from a tactical standpoint, if Western Hills would start using more width of the field, you'd start seeing some opportunities open up for Sutley. But
I don't have a disagreement with that at all. Franklin County would be in trouble with a wider.
And it's just the tactics that are there and available, but Western Hills not recognizing the opportunities that are existing. And once you abandon going wide with the ball, it just allows those center backs to concentrate on the offensive player in the middle of the field, which happens to be Wade Sutley. That was a good opportunity by Sutley to try and feed a streaking Raphael Fricker, and he just missed him, just a step behind him.
And to your point, there are very few clubs, there are very few teams worldwide that are efficient playing that tight style
That's right.
in the middle.
Because it's almost phone booth soccer. You've got to be able to have the foot skill to be able to play it there. Well, here we got Franklin County trying to make something happen, and the back four worked well for Western Hills that time. Josh Lumpkins cleans it up a little bit. Raul Hernandez has entered the game, and he's the one that started that turnover. You got Jack Caldwell carrying.
There's that soft spot.
And Wade Sutley coming in now with a head of steam, and he just misses wide. That was a good look. Jack Caldwell carrying the ball through the middle of the field.
That may be one of the best opportunities I've seen.
Well,
as a matter of fact, that's probably the first opportunity we've seen for Sutley
to
get a decent look all night long.
And, it's one of those things that they had the width advantage there with Kenyon Thomas and Zach Hurst coming in from the right and left sides, but Western Hills still wanting to go through the middle of the field, which makes it very difficult for the offensive player to break through those two center backs that are pretty much waiting for every move they're making.
Great defensive step right there.
Jack Caldwell with a great tackle in the midfield. Once again, got his head up looking for somebody. Finds Hernandez. Hernandez gets pushed off the ball. Kenyon Thomas fighting for it. Finds Sutley again. Let's see if we get a wheel and a deal. We do, and it just brushed the side of the goal. That was a good hold-up play there, and
goal kick, Franklin County.
Saw Kenyon Thomas keep the ball alive there, trying to make something happen, and you see the sophomore influence there, Raul Hernandez and Kenyon Thomas bringing a little bit of offensive spark to Wolverines.
Western Hills coaching staff has got to like the combination they have on the field right now because they're getting – that's two opportunities in the last, 3 minutes?
Yes. And
quality opportunities.
That's right. And, Sutley's starting to see the ball. So I think, once again, it comes down to a little bit different personnel on the wings, and it's opening up opportunities for them.
It absolutely is. Quality opportunities for that.
And if you'll watch it at midfield, Owen Powell and Wade Sutley are getting to know each other really well. Wade's not able to go too far away from Owen Powell.
Nope. No, I think Powell's pretty well been in his hip pocket most of the evening.
That's right. We got a goal kick from Matthew Meyer, trying to find Zach Hurst over here on the left side. Zach's going to play back to Josh Lumpkins, but just a bad touch on that pass, and looks like the ball's going to go out for a goal kick. That was one of those 50-50 balls.
That happened so quick, I don't know that I could have made that call.
I've done my share of AR in the past, and I'm going to tell you, I'm looking for my center's help on that one. That's a Bo Craycraft kind of play there. Give me a –
flip a coin, really.
Yeah, please tell me, center, what you think. That's a good play once again by Raphael Fricker.
Franklin County defense, again, doing a great job of pushing him out to the sideline, stopping the play.
And it's just that understanding of what you're trying to do on the defense. Use that sidelines as a teammate. And, if you don't have the ball skills to stay on that width as you get closer to that
that's a dangerous ball.
Line, that is a dangerous ball. And we see Fricker trying to find Hernandez again. Jack Caldwell trying to keep the ball in Western Hills possession. And here we go again. That's a heavy tackle. Heavy tackle, but they play on. And
love it. I love it.
That was a good piece of refereeing right there.
I love it.
Because that was clean, and it was a good physical play, but no whistle.
And I'll credit Western Hills down here on that throw-in to recognize – I'll give credit to Western Hills on there on that throw-in to recognize, hey, pin them. Force them one way and not the other, and it well, you can see the result. So
Kenyon Thomas trying to find Wade Sutley, ill-advised pass there, but we see the Flyers trying to hold up balls and trying to play out of the back, which they've not been real effective with that tonight.
You've got a hodgepodge of players that understand and know that style of soccer and understand and have been trained well enough to know how to play out of the back. The majority of your Flyer team has been trained to go one way. And unfortunately, when you've got I hate to use the word hodgepodge, but it's you've got two very different styles.
There's a good ball to Wade Sutley from Raphael Fricker, but held up again by the back four there for Franklin County. You are seeing a battle in the midfield with Cade Terry, Raphael Fricker, and now Cade Terry.
Now we got a foul.
And we got our first card of the night.
I think we do.
Cade a little bit frustrated that he was losing the ball there. It's fouled Hernandez in the middle of the pitch.
And I tell you what, that's dangerous for Franklin County because taking that kid off the field is taking that kid off the field in the midfield.
Taken by Rudich.
That is
Man,
this could be dangerous.
He's their lifeblood right now. He's been the one that's keeping them up. He's the one that's making things happen, and
everything's going through him.
Well, and with that card, he's going to have to sit until we can get a sub in. And you see him grab water, and he's going to sub right back in as soon as it's available. But Western Hills is going to have an advantage here for a few minutes as we enter the 18th minute.
And if I'm Tandy, I'm telling him don't. Great clearance. Well done by the Flyers to get that ball out.
There's Wade Sutley tracking back, finding the ball, maintaining possession. Hills is definitely winning the possession battle here. Ball slithers through, but once again cleared off that back line by Franklin County.
Number 10, Logan North, is on for Terry in the midfield to give him a breather.
There's
sophomore at that.
Sutley.
So got his hands full as a sophomore. I can assure you of that.
Yes, he does. And you saw Sutley get another chance, and nice play by Josh Lumpkins there.
Wonderful play. Impressive.
Western Hills is playing well right now, and it's just that they're not getting those opportunities to score.
And as quick as he came on,
number 4, Chinmay Tope.
Nope. As quick as he came on, he's going to stay on. Yep. Number 10, North, is going to stay on. Number 11, Turner's going to get a breather.
That's our goal scorer, Turner. You see Chinmay Tope in, replacing Raphael Fricker, giving him a few minutes here. We'll see what Chinmay can do. Chinmay pushing the ball outside, trying to find Baylor Brooker. Franklin County loses the ball out of bounds.
I don't know, Brad. Does it look like it's getting a little bit? I don't want to use the word frantic, but is it getting a little sloppy?
It's getting sloppy because I think you're starting to see players getting tired, and both teams are really and showing a lot of adrenaline-type plays.
That's
and
a great ball.
That is a great ball. Cade Terry coming through, Stratton
this is
just
trouble.
missed it.
And he nuked
it. Just misses it. That was the chance
Miller
of the night right there.
Miller plays a beautiful ball up over the top and drops it in. Cade Terry just gets a little too heavy of a touch on the shot.
Well, and once again, you see the coaching of Franklin County exploiting that high back line, and they're flirting with disaster because that's been available, and having Terry run out of the midfield in. They've got him up as a striker now. Yep, but he came from the midfield on that run, and nobody really marked him. Josh Lumpkins fighting to keep the ball, and he is making a run with it.
This is trouble. Yep.
That's a heavy ball. He may have had better options, but once again, they're going through the middle. Both wings were wide open, and just a failure.
They just continue to they're not going to go from it. They're not going to veer from that game plan.
No, and it's just one of those things that as a coaching staff, you've got to start recognizing some issues there because the availability of players on those wings are there. They've been there most of the night, regardless of personnel on the field, and still trying to go through the
stretch.
mid.
Yep, stretch your defense, open your back line, force your back line to come outside, and then that opens up your mid.
Here's Chinmay Tope on the ball. Chinmay always looks like he's dancing out there, just very smooth with the ball.
Think he's having fun, Brad?
He's having fun, and we could not ask for a better 41st District matchup than this.
14 and a half to go here, guys. 14:45, 14 and a half to go, and we're still 1-1. Great matchup. Lots of fun.
And we've had Turner with the goal for Franklin County, Fricker with the goal for Western Hills. We've got 14 and a half minutes left, and we're just waiting for that next opportunity to light up the scoreboard.
I'll be honest with you, Brad. If we get a goal in regular time, that's going to be your goal winner.
Yeah,
next goal wins.
That's right. And these games have a habit of going to PKs. And, as I said, the last time that Western Hills won a matchup with Franklin County, it went to PKs, and it was a 0-0 regulation time score that ended in PKs for Western Hills. So who knows? We may go for that again. short corner there from Hernandez, and it's put out by Franklin County.
I couldn't see who. I think that was Mefford that actually cleared that ball, and then.
Well, it looks like it must have gone off a deflection because it looks like Franklin County's got the ball here. Owen Powell looking to move the ball up.
Uh-oh.
Dangerous play. Dangerous play, and the ball's free. Oh, we're going to have a foul in the box, and I think that's a PK. Owen Powell was stuck with nothing to do there. His keeper had already had the error, trying to clean it up, and then they took down the Western Hills player Wade Sutley. So now we
now you're going to have Cade Terry that's going to have to go assume his role in the keep.
That's right, because the card was given to the keeper, so you've got to switch out the keeper. So this will be a few minutes here that we change out keepers.
And this may be your ball game.
That's very well could. And, it's one of those plays that once the keeper struggled to find the ball,
right,
Sutley kept poking that senior mentality of let's win this, kept fighting for the ball pops out. Owen Powell ultimately takes down the player, but what they're saying is that the keeper tripped the player prior to Owen pushing the player. So it's a tough call. It had to be called. I mean, it had to be called. Somebody's going down in the box, ball's loose.
Okay, so now you've got Cade Terry going in the keeper spot. He's ice cold. Hasn't fielded a ball all night long. Here we go.
Yep, and you got Kenyon Thomas, the sophomore, is going to take this PK. And, it's funny when you start talking about who takes PKs and who steps up. It's the sophomore.
There you go.
Kenyon Thomas banging it home, and talk about a shocker.
Yep.
You have the senior Wade Sutley who's going to come in and take, or you would assume would take the PK he earned.
And Cade Terry goes the right way with it, but's not able to get the save on it.
It's what's interesting is Kenyon Thomas is a keeper, and he's pretty good at reading what the other keeper was doing. And once again, a keeper's at a total disadvantage on a PK, and it was just a well-placed shot by the left-footed sophomore.
Yes, and now we're going to see if Coach Tandy makes a change in his lineup to try to get that goal back in these last 13 minutes. He's going to have to do something here.
Yep. Once again, Western Hills up 2-1 with 13:22 to play, and if I'm Franklin County bench, I think you've got to start changing your formation a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to have to put more offensive firepower up top. You're going to have to create something. Something's got to happen up in that final third for Franklin County right now, because right now you're playing for PKs.
Yep,
right.
That's exactly right. And I think what was interesting about that is that it was just a little bit of bad luck for the Flyers, and Western Hills was able to capitalize on that second of miscommunication between the center back and the keeper.
I hate it that a PK. I agree with you. You got to call it in the box. Player goes down. You just hate to see it because you want to see it. I don't want to say earned. I don't want to use that terminology, but the truth is you want to see it. You'd love to see it play out on the field.
And I'll once again say I think this referee crew that we've had has done an excellent job with this. It's just one of those things you had to call that. There's just no way away from calling that. What I anticipate seeing from Franklin County is I think you're going to start seeing Owen Clements on that left wing pushing up higher and higher. Very speedy, well-schooled, well-versed soccer player, and I think you're going to have him come in.
Well, you're going to if they're smart, they're going to run these sidelines, and they're going to try to create some space in the back from Western Hills on that back line, because they're not going to be successful trying to squeeze it in, just as Western Hills has not been very successful trying to do the same thing.
Cade Terry with the kick, trying to find a friendly.
Uh-oh.
It's headed straight up.
Ball still
dangerous
up.
Play, and we're cleared by Western Hills. You got Wade Sutley, one against the entire Franklin County back four, and that's not going places. Owen Powell puts it through, just missed by Baylor Brooker.
Turner, is that Turner? Nope, that's
Owen Clements.
That is Owen Clements over there trying to run that ball in the corner.
And I think you're going to see Owen Clements keep pushing up. I think that's if I'm coaching staff for Franklin County,
Yep.
I think that's the secret is try to get him running down that left wing and try and whip a cross in.
And I think, yes, I agree with you on that left side. And I think if the right side is the same, I think you switch up Turner and Nasiah, and I think you get Turner doing the exact same thing. I think you leave. I think you leave Cade and Miller in the midfield to run that midfield to try to create for you. That's the only chance that's all I see.
Oh, Fricker has found Thomas. Let's see if he can get to it. Oh,
he does.
He was able to touch the ball, and
keeper makes a save.
Keeper makes a save. But once again, Raphael Fricker, this is his game. I'm telling you, he is putting the Wolverines in a position to bring home their first victory since 2014. And
definitely deserves a game ball. Would you agree?
I would at this point. But, we've still got a lot of time left. We got 11:23, and unless they pull out a scoring frenzy for Franklin County, who's only scored twice this season. So it's not like they've got somebody to rely on.
It's going to take a miracle.
In the past, they always look to Drew Herod or Justin Castillo to try and bring the weight of that winning goal down, and you just don't have those types of players to fall back on now. Matter of fact, Drew has moved on to Transylvania, going to be playing for the Pioneers in the upcoming now spring soccer season.
Yep. Justin, I actually spoke with Justin just a couple weeks ago, and I think he's still trying to find himself a landing spot.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize is how difficult it is to find a school to play soccer at. And,
yes, a school that fits.
Well, and sadly through COVID, you've seen a lot of colleges break off their men's soccer programs. So, Division I think you're down to 40 teams now nationwide for Division I soccer.
Yes,
it's getting to be slim pickings. Most of our players.
It's one of those. It's one of those sports, unfortunately, Brad, in this country. It's one of those sports. It's a secondary sport, and from a financial standpoint, they typically don't make money. So, to your point, yes, it's the easiest sport to cut.
Right.
And I hate that from a true soccer fan. I hate to hear it, and it'll be back.
Well, one thing we saw in that dead ball, the referee came over and said something to the Franklin County fans. And said no more. That's the difficult part part of a very sparse crowd here. It's easily identified who's the one with the loud comments.
And I can tell you this, Brad, as a Franklin County parent, we do have our handful of parents who tend to be a bit vocal.
It is a district matchup, so.
That's okay. I would never damn anybody for the passion.
Well, and that's exactly right. I mean, this game means something.
Sure it does.
Neither one of these teams is going to win a state title this year, but winning the bragging rights for this rivalry is huge. Saw some subs come in. Canyon Thomas, who put home what is potentially the game-winning goal.
Yes.
Subbed out by Lucas Nance.
That's a good ball up over the top.
Yeah, Stefan Rudish walked into that one with the center of his back. He was able to play it safely. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but it was effective.
Football, that was a pass interference call all day long.
That's right. But it was effective. So
it worked. 8.5 to go in the game here, Brad.
And, Western Hills, this is where that senior leadership comes into play so much. It's one of those things that these players have been on the field in these situations enough to know how to kill off a game. So I would look for them to start driving the ball down and start spending a little time here.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I start saying that, ball's loose, and we're potentially going to have another penalty there, but nothing home. Wow. A little shaky in the back there by the keeper again. And
keeper misplayed. I'm really surprised that Hack, that's the second ball that he's misplayed here in the last 10 or 12 minutes, one of which cost Franklin County a PK. That one had the potential to do the same thing.
Very similar type play. And I'll tell you, being the parent of a goalkeeper, goalkeeping is a confidence game. If you have confidence, you can make any play. If you are questioning making plays, that's when trouble arises.
When simple collections become become a question mark in the back of your head.
Yep. Got Owen Powell taking this free kick from deep within his own territory. Franklin County seems a little distraught now, not connecting the passes they were earlier. Western Hills actually has some pretty good width now. You're starting to see them get back to their passing and going wide. That's a nice play there. Ball standing up for Casey Smith. Let's see if he finishes. Nope, unable to get a boot on that ball.
But a lot of Hills players up in the third. I don't know that if I'm Hills right now, you tell me if I'm wrong here, Brad, but if I'm Hills, I'm putting 5 in the back, 6 in the back, and I'm just going to park the bus. And there's not going to be anything.
And you can see Coach Tandy and Sturm on the sidelines. They put Cade Terry up top, and all Cade's looking for is an opportunity.
Yes.
And the two center backs, Caleb Stratton and Stefan Rudich, are if they're in a race for the goal, I'm going to go ahead and put my money on Terry. This is Wade Sutley looking for friends, but
Powell wins that
Owen
battle.
Powell, once again, cleaning up any kind of danger.
Good ball. Unfortunate.
There's Lucas Nance with acres and acres of space. Nobody challenging him, and this is dangerous. He should take a rip from there, and, Fricker found success with that. It was laying out for Lucas Nance there. I wish he had just kind of walked into that one and just taken a rip to see what happens. This is where you're going to get dangerous if you're Western Hills. And where the danger comes from is when over the top you're getting those plays, and it just has that feeling that you could have a slip, you could fall, you could have an easy goal for Franklin County.
Yep. And again, if I'm Hills at this point, if I'm the Hills coaching staff, I'm changing the formation. I'm putting possibly. I'm going ahead and setting. I'm setting 5 back. I'm setting 6 back, and I'm saying, guys, nothing gets behind you.
Right.
Period.
And you see Franklin County tactically have switched it up to a 4-3-3 now, and they're trying to put more pressure on it and trying to have Meyer figure a way to get the ball out. And that was a dangerous ball. And Caleb Stratton clears it, and here comes Wade Sutley trying to track it down. Caleb Stratton put that in a good position.
He's going to get there. Owen Powell makes the play to just stop it.
Wade Sutley, a very smart senior play. Let's let him kick it as far out as possible. Let's take our time with the throw in. We're down to under 5 minutes now, and time management is a very important piece of killing off this game for the Wolverines. That's Fricker again. Once again, nobody pressing the ball. He's able to find an easy pass to Baylor Brooker. Brooker trying to find somebody.
And I'll tell you the reason why you're not seeing a lot of press is because I believe some of your Flyers are probably pretty tired at this point. I think
you're absolutely right, Jason.
You're 75 minutes in here, and 9 out of the 11 players you've got on the field right now have not come off.
Right. No.
So,
you're starting to see where they're trying to do different things. They've pushed Owen Clements up to that left wing, which once again, with the personnel they have, is a great call. And that's a dangerous ball that's put off. Ball's down, and they still can't get a shot, and the Flyers are fighting over it, and it's in.
Wow.
Owen Clements puts it home.
Holy smoke.
Wow. With 3:50 left, we called it. We said,
Brad, we got a game here, brother.
I'm telling you.
How about that? And I'm going to be honest with you. I blame that 100% on the Hill staff for not parking the bus, for not putting – there's no reason at all with a 2-1 lead with 5 minutes left in this game that you don't have half of your lineup parked in the bus.
No, that's absolutely
correct.
It's one of those things that the back four has been problematic, and missing Lincoln Maddox once again. It's huge. And we're now 2-2, and who knows? We may be going to PKs tonight.
Let's see if both teams can keep their composure.
Yep.
We've seen it before where things get a bit frantic and they get a bit out of control. So let's see how they both play this out.
Jim May. That's a great shot by Raphael
Fricker.
Is.
Imagine that.
Oh, our keeper Hack was in the right position, and that's a confidence booster for him. We got a foul called in the midfield.
Kick for the Wolverines.
Terry getting a little over anxious for a counter there, and he he clipped Josh Lumpkins. And
Okay, so we've got a little bit of John. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think Josh is going to see a yellow card out of that.
I think there was something said, something. Okay. But Brad, that's been a battle all night right there.
Oh, no, it
those
has.
Two have been. Those two have.
And
that's not good for Hills either. They need 7 on the field.
oh my gosh, he's been a
So-
great player, and he's going to be replaced by senior here. We've got
Who
Hurst
is that?
coming in.
BJ. That's Hurst.
Zach Hurst
Yep.
coming in to play a little left back. So
Okay.
you look at who you have as personnel for the back four right now for Western Hills.
This is a dangerous ball, Brad.
This is a dangerous ball. Stefan Rudich is going to take it, trying to find a head of somebody, and it's loose in front.
And cleared.
And cleared.
Is Henry going to get a touch on it? He is.
And Franklin
And here
County's
comes
got
Franklin
numbers.
County. That's a good ball.
That
Let's see
was
if
a
he-
good ball. That's another good ball.
Uh-oh.
That's danger. Baylor Brooker with some good defense there. We've got a
Something. Is that
that's
that
Terry.
Terry? Is that
Yeah,
Terry
I think
down?
he's cramping.
probably?
Yes, he's down cramping. You can see it.
He's trying. Yeah, he's trying to stretch out here.
Yep, it's we kind of called that one as well.
Yep.
We're feeling a little bit psychic tonight, Jason. And
Well, I mean, we are pretty smart guys.
well, I don't know about that, but I will tell you that when you have players that haven't been in full conditioning mode,
Yes.
trying to come back out
Yes.
here and play the crosstown rival and run up and down the field to make things happen.
Average soccer player in an 80-minute game will run. I think the number I heard was about 5.2 miles. Does that sound right?
No, I think that's very accurate.
I think that's the average. The average. So
I always say, as a coach, you prevent cramps 2 days before the game, man.
Oh, you absolutely
It's
do.
about that hydration and making sure that you're ready. And a lot of times players, especially teenage boys, for some reason, fail to hydrate appropriately, and it sometimes comes back to bite in late minutes of games.
Look, here's the thing: if you're playing Xbox or PlayStation, you need to be drinking pickle juice and eating bananas, right?
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Come on! You got a game to play here.
Yep.
So Terry goes off, Terry goes off because of the injury. So now you've got both. You've had both teams in the last 3 minutes here that have lost 2 valuable offensive assets. So we'll see how this plays out here.
Yep. And,
Clock stopped here. 2:49 to play.
and if I'm Western Hills, I'm going to try and get Josh Lumpkins back as quick as possible.
You think?
It's the referee ready to start play again with 2:49 left in the second half. 2-2 battle.
What a game.
Crosstown rivals, 41st District.
Mefford steps up, finds the foot.
I tell you, Raphael Fricker is playing like a man possessed tonight. Able to find Sutley. Heavy touch on Sutley. Keeper with a good play again. Owen Powell once again led him to take a different path than he would have, and that's just good defending, good fundamental defending. Baylor Brooker trying to find some friends, and here comes that man again we keep talking about, Fricker. And that midfield game, he is dominating right now for Western Hills. That's a great ball.
If he gets there, yep, he got there. Okay,
That was
let's see
Miller
what
with
happens.
that pass, and let's see what happens. Oh, he's left him
another
for dead
move.
there. And it's a good save by
Oh.
Meyer. That's a good save.
And then Meyer lets the sophomore North say welcome to varsity. So,
That little unlucky there.
yes, it was.
I will say on that previous play, Baylor Brooker playing a little bit out of position, got exposed a little bit there, but luckily the senior keeper was able to clean up any kind of threat there. But I tell you, Franklin County is playing with renewed vigor as they think they can steal a game here at Western Hills. There's a shot wide coming.
Why not?
again.
Why not right there, right?
Yep.
See if you can find a corner. Just get lucky there, right?
We're a minute 15 out from going into overtime in this district matchup, and right down the street. And when I say right down the street, we're talking just a couple miles. We got a great game.
Right.
Tell you what, Matthew Myers made some good saves tonight. He's kept his Wolverines at bay. or in this game and keeping the Flyers at bay. That's Chime Tope on the ball. We're less than a minute in.
Battling. That's a dangerous ball.
That's Owen Clements again, that man we talked about just behind there. Baylor Brooker will clean that out. And if I'm Western Hills, I just want to get out of here right now. Let's see what Lucas Nance can do. Lucas showing a flash of speed, and here comes the general again out of the back. Owen Powell cleaning
just clears
it up.
it.
That was a smart throw coming in from Lucas Nance.
Yes.
Catching Owen Powell still out of it. We got 16 seconds left for a corner kick. Frantic in the air. Jack Caldwell.
Looks
just
over. I think we're going to PKs, Brad Thomas. You ready for a little bonus soccer here?
We get bonus soccer. We're going to have 2 5-minute periods.
Is that what we're doing?
2 5 minutes.
All right.
Scores 2.
And we're 2-2 here on Western Hills Field, and, we knew the first time they'd be on turf would be a fun one. We're going to take a little break here to get ready for our extra time, and we'll try and get an update on that on the Frankfort Great Crossing game happening at Sauer Complex. But stay tuned here with the BSN Network.
Visit Lex by default is community focused. We're here to stimulate the economy locally and keep our hospitality industry running. When we made the switch to traditional bank, it was so easy. We're treated like we are the biggest client that traditional has. They're our neighbors, they're in our community, they're with us side by side. I'm Patricia Knight, Vice President of Finance and Operations with Visit Lex, and we're a community partner of Traditional Bank.
Running a business takes a lot of focus and dedication. Keeping up with the ever-changing tax laws and keeping up with all the numbers behind your business, while necessary, can cause distraction and even a little anxiety. That's where Charles T. Mitchell, certified public accountants, come in. They've been helping local businesses run smoothly since 1964. They've got the experience and quality you deserve, and they'll put your mind at ease. Taxes, accounting, and assurance services for your business. Charles T. Mitchell, CTMCPA.com. Running a business takes a lot of focus and dedication. Keeping up with the ever-changing tax laws and keeping up with all the numbers behind your business, while necessary, can cause distraction and even a little anxiety. That's where Charles T. Mitchell, certified public accountants, come in. They've been helping local businesses run smoothly since 1964. They've got the experience and quality you deserve, and they'll put your mind at ease. Taxes, accounting, and assurance services for your business. Charles T. Mitchell, CTMCPA.com.
I'm Dr. Jenny Millen. I'm owner and chiropractor at Triple Crown Chiropractic and Wellness. I started this practice in 2010, and Traditional Bank is the 4th bank I've tried. After switching, I feel like I'm home. I'm from a small town, and that hometown feel of knowing that they care about where you are now and where you are going in the future, that is a win-win for me.
Hey, we're back. BSN Network. We're in extra time.
Bonus soccer, baby.
That's right. You paid one fee, but you get the bonus tracks with this one.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Wade
this
Sully
is trouble
coming
right out of the
through.
gate.
Yes. Western Hills one to answer quickly. They've come out with some fire here. Raphael Fricker again. He's been the star of the game here for Western Hills. He's been everywhere the ball is, and it's been good to see him play hard. But here we go with Franklin County now. Cade Terry. You see Owen Clements playing striker now. So he started off the game as one of the backs and in trying to keep the ball out of the goal. Now he's trying to put another one in the goal.
That's exactly right. And something else to remember, too, we've got a couple of different players playing on yellow cards right now, too. We got Cade Terry that's playing on a yellow card. Fricker, Fricker got a yellow card as well, right?
Yeah, you got Baylor Brooker, who may have taken one in an awkward area.
Now, I will tell you, I love to see that.
That's part of the problems of playing competitive soccer sometimes is that the ball can get kicked where balls can't get kicked.
Shouldn't be.
That's right.
Are not naturally.
He looks like he's trying to stay on the field, but we'll see what happens from the Western Hills side. Don't want to make light of it, but I think he's gonna.
I think we've all, Brad. I think we've all been there, brother.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you, he was able to catch his breath with, once again, I'm going to give a shout-out to this referee crew. They have done a marvelous job of handling the tenseness of a game between district rivals, and a shout-out to them and KHSAA for assigning a crew that has done a fantabulous job with this match.
Letting them play.
You see the drop ball there from the official, and then the sportsmanship there of just giving it back to Franklin County with no danger.
Yep, and let's get organized and see what happens here.
We're in our first extra time period, and you see Caleb Stratton there having the ball taken away from him. But it's going to be Franklin County throw in the deep third here for them, trying to put home a potential game winner.
Miller plays the ball across the middle, nobody there.
That's Raphael Fricker trying to get a head full of steam and put in on the offensive end. Franklin County showing a lot of composure here. They look like a totally different team, and I think it's about confidence. And
absolutely. Well, they know they can play.
Well, they've scored 2 goals. I mean, they have blown away.
That's triple their production.
I'm telling you. Came into this game with only 1 goal on the season, and you add 2 tonight, and Franklin County is back to playing the soccer that they like to play, and being able to run up and down the field. That's
going to be a corner.
That's a corner, and once again, it's Owen Clements up on the offensive end, where he has spent the majority of his high school career in the back, trying to keep the ball out of the goal, and now you see him coming up and making things happen. He's going to take this corner kick with the left foot and see what he can see if he can find a teammate.
Tandy, I guess, pulling out all the stops and trying anything he can try at this point. Let's see. We got a head on it. Ball still in play. And we got a whistle.
Called a foul.
We're going to go the other way with it.
We'll see how quickly they can get this ball up. Western Hills losing an opportunity there because Franklin County had brought everybody up, but once again, very slow to put ball back into play, and they lost any kind of advantage they could have had. There's some hold-up play there by Sutley, playing the 9 appropriately, trying to free up Fricker, but it's overhit by Hernandez.
And it looks like Tandy's changed his lineup here. I only see – he's got 3 back here.
Yeah, he's still playing. He looks like a 4-3-3
right.
that he's kind of playing here now.
Yeah, he's leaving 4 back. It was not a very flat – it wasn't a very organized back line. That's what confused me.
I agree with that. And this is a nice run once again by Franklin County. Unable to find anybody.
Misplayed it was a great idea. He just couldn't get a good foot on the ball on the end line.
They're calling this a corner kick. So
Medford heads to the corner to take the kick. Let's see if Franklin County can get ahead on this.
Yeah, and you see Owen Powell coming up, trying to be the target for this header.
And this is dangerous. This is dangerous for Franklin County because you've got to watch the run out. You've got Sutley. Right. You got Sutley sitting up on top for Hills.
It's that counter.
It's the counter is exactly the problem. Oh, that
overhit everybody.
That
they call the foul. Once again, I think that was an appropriate call. You had Owen Powell crashing the backside, and he's hitting the defender.
And I can hear the Franklin County faithful down below me.
I may say there could be some blood relation between that one, but once again, I'll say that the Screw's done a pretty good job tonight. And
so
you got Lucas Nance in the middle of the field. They're trying to find these runouts
once again. Look at the space,
and he's forcing it inside. But look, the ball standing up in front, and there it is right there. And who's the man? It's Raphael Fricker who put that home.
And again, the exact same way the other goal was scored, you had a big open space in the back of the midfield.
So, and we have a golden goal for Western Hills.
And Franklin County, and that's the game. Golden goal, is that correct?
That's correct.
So it's unfortunate.
Western Hills came out with some fire in their eyes and were able to put one home with 30 seconds left.
So now we go to, that's a shame.
We're going to go ahead and take a few seconds here to go back to the studios, and we'll be right back with you on the BSN Network to talk about how Western Hills brought victory home in this matchup of 41st District rivals.
Running a business takes a lot of focus and dedication. Keeping up with the ever-changing tax laws and keeping up with all the numbers behind your business, while necessary, can cause distraction and even a little anxiety. That's where Charles T. Mitchell, certified public accountants, come in. They've been helping local businesses run smoothly since 1964. They've got the experience and quality you deserve, and they'll put your mind at ease. Taxes, accounting, and assurance services for your business. Charles T. Mitchell, CTMCPA.com.
So when you think about a banking relationship, you want someone who's going to be there with you in good times and particularly in bad times. And when we think about Traditional Bank, that's the kind of partnership and family member we're looking for. They have the same values we have, they care for their people, and they want you to do well. My name is Heedley Bell, and I am the managing partner of Mill Ridge Farm.
We're back here at Western Hills High School, where we saw the first win for the Western Hills Wolverines since 2014. It took extra time, Jason, but Raul Hernandez, a sophomore, pokes the ball home for the win. And what do you think?
I think I'm actually shocked. I look at the scoreboard, or at least the score that was up there. The fact that there were 5 goals put on the scoreboard tonight, that goes against everything that you and I talked about.
Right.
So I'm shocked in that as well. I want to say that I am proud of both teams. I thought both teams came out, they played hard, they played clean.
Right.
I thought it was a great game. we go to districts now. I think Western Hills has a little bit of momentum. Congratulations to Hills for pulling off the win over Franklin County the first time since
2014.
That's a long time.
And,
so they were due.
It took extra time, so that tells you the distance between these two schools is not very far. But what I will tell you is this is the first time you've had a home field advantage in this rivalry, and the home team was able to bring it home with that advantage. And I think once again, having soccer come to the schools is going to be a great piece of this rivalry going forward.
This is going to continue to elevate. It's going to continue to get better and better.
Yep. I look forward to when we can finally have the student bodies back cheering their teams on.
How nice is that going to be? How fun would it have been? How fun, Brad, would it have been tonight to have the student bodies of both of these schools, which typically over the years have done this,
and
involved in this.
And to have a great game like this that ended with a golden goal. I mean, how often do you see that in soccer?
It's such a heartbreak too.
And with 30 seconds left in the first overtime period, you kind of anticipated that we were going to go ahead and go to PKs, but I'm amazed that Western Hills was able to put one in the back of the net and bring it home the victory. So
truthfully, Western Hills deserve. If we're being honest, Western Hills, in my opinion, deserved the win tonight. I thought they played a better game. I thought they had more opportunities. Question for you. Now, what do we expect in districts now? We've seen these two play. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's going to come down to who wins up that matchup going on right now at Sauer between Great Crossing and Frankfort High. It's got to be a great game, and you can catch that game live on our sister network here on BSN. Flip on over, catch that. Wait till we're done talking here, but flip on over. Catch that game, and we can figure out who the seedings for this district tournament are going to be real quick. Right now,
I'll be headed that way.
Right now, I think I think Franklin County, for the first time in many years, finishes fourth in the district.
That's very uncommon.
Very rarely. They still have yet to win on this season. It's been an odd, strange season for them. But I do think there's some light at the end of the tunnel, and they scored 2 goals tonight, more than they've seen all season long. And, from what I saw of Franklin County, I think the leadership of 3 seniors that really came to light for me. I think Owen Powell was spectacular tonight. I think Owen Clements, once again, changed his role and was able to bring home a potential victory for his team. And then Cade Terry was really the lifeblood of this team.
Everything went through Cade Terry tonight, and you can see those 3 seniors step up and do the work.
That's right, and I think that bodes well for them going forward. I think the big issue that I saw, just not enough bodies. They got tired, and you saw Cade Terry become less effective as the game went on just because he started cramping and was really tired. But, you switch the tables on Western Hills here, and Western Hills had 3 different goal scorers. You had Raphael Fricker, who played, I'm going to say, the game of his life.
The kid gets my game ball.
I'm telling you, he was spectacular on both ends of the field. He took shot after shot. He had made interception after interception. That's the Raphael Fricker that I think Western Hills is going to have going forward in district tournament. When you look at the goal scorers, you had Kenyon Thomas stepping up to take a PK after Wade Sutley drew a penalty in the box and put it home what seemed like was going to be the game winner, but then Owen Clements was able to put one back for County, and then we had this moment of craziness, 30 seconds left in extra time, and Raul Hernandez, the other sophomore, Kenyon Thomas, a sophomore, was able to score to bring home victory for the Wolverines. First time.
You could see that working, too. You could see that you could see them hit that soft spot that you and I discussed all night long.
And, this victory, it's sweet for Western Hills, first time since 2014, but you can't rest on laurels. District tournament starts next week, and you've got a tough matchup where BSN will be at this Saturday, Great Crossing, Western Hills again, and this is going to be maybe a precursor to a potential championship game of 41st District.
Yes, and Western Hills is going to have their hands full with Great Crossing.
Yes, they will, and Coach Nick Maxwell's done a wonderful job with them, and depending on who wins that game going on right now at Sauer will determine the seeding for the rest rest of the 41st District. Sadly, Franklin County, we know where they are. It's just trying to figure out where the other 3 are. So, Jason, in closing, I think Raphael Fricker was our star of the game.
No doubt.
He had his hand in a little bit of everything for the Wolverines tonight. On the opposite side, I think you got to look at Owen Clements being the game changer there.
I think honestly, I don't think Franklin County's in this game without, Owen Powell. I don't think County's in this game without Owen Powell.
I agree.
I don't see the score even getting to extra time without Powell doing the dirty work on that back line.
Well, I think we're looking at Owen and Owen as the stars for Franklin County, but tonight it's the Wolverines' night and a 3-2 victory in extra time. Jason, thanks for being part of this broadcast tonight.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it, and thank BSN for inviting me on to do the broadcast with you, Brad. Always a pleasure.
Well, we're going to get off here. We're going to hop on and watch Bo Craycraft and all the things going on at Sauer Soccer Complex right down the road here in Frankfort. And for all of us at the BSN Network, we just want to say thank you for tuning in, and we've got a lot more soccer coming to you over the next few days. Stay tuned. There's a lot more to come.
Good night, folks.